Okay, welcome everybody to the Wednesday session. We'll start a little bit early here today. I know that might annoy some people that are rocking up late, but I just thought I'm sitting here, why not? I was looking at these ADP non-farm employment change numbers, and when you see these come through, 330K. Now, I never really take too much stock in this number, so while it looks bad on the surface, it may become very, very different once we get to non-farms on Friday. But that did have a small material impact on the stocks. We saw the stock market slightly move down there. Is it a slightly bad miss? I mean, if you're looking at the number, it's meant to be 600 plus and it's like a 330. That's actually a pretty bad miss. So not something that I would say is strong for the market at this point, but we need to know more from the non-farms on Friday. Let's just quickly scroll around. Big shout out to Donnie Pangborn for becoming a YouTube member. Thank you so much, Donnie. Appreciate your support. And welcome aboard. Great to have you here. And then we've got obviously a whole bunch of people coming through here. We've got Go With The Flow, Lucian, Brett C. What's up, FX fam? Great to have you here. Brett and everyone else, Deborah Smith as well, and everyone else that I'm missing here. So our thoughts here for the market. Well, straight away, I'm going to move over to one thing. I'm going to say, whoo, look at that silver go. Look, silver, very good kind of technical setup. I hope it can play out. 8 hours closed. If you watched today's video, this is one that we were looking at from a flag perspective. We've obviously got big plans for it. Will it come through with the goods? Time will tell. It's going to come into an issue around this $26 price mark. That's going to be the previous supports becoming resistances. But look, I always say this to a lot of people. People say, oh, Tom, cover silver every day, cover Tesla every day on the channel. I'll cover it when it becomes good again. When it becomes good again, we come back and we revisit the materials. And it's not like I missed anything on silver, really. It was a bit of a nothingness, and now it's starting to ramp again. And this is the type of ramp that we do want to see. Move over to gold here. That's also ramping at this stage. It just cracked and moved through. You'll notice with that weak number, that pushed it straight up here, and it's actually closed above the 1820 even. And if we go to the 2-hour chart, you'll notice it's really set off pretty fast here. I mean, I liked what I was seeing here in the webinar we just did. I like the closure point. And of course, the initial rally is just the pump of money going into gold, into silver, after what was a bit of a lackluster jobs report. Will that move around the market? Time will tell. SP500 is the key. As we know, it is trapped. It's trippity trapped within the 4430, 4370. A few people messaged me yesterday and they said, oh, Tom, I started shorting. I thought it was the beginning of the end. The thing about the beginning of the end, guys, is if you short or you preempt a movement towards the close, then you've got to be prepared to actually cut it up if it goes the other way. And what I mean by that is if you go to like a 1-hour chart here on the SPX and you think about what happened here on the markets, it went down to the same support that it had previously. It didn't close below that. It then fully reversed again, and then cracked a new high. For a day trader, this is a bullish sign. A day trader has taken this long. Some day traders will just take longs here and they'll start scaling in as they see more. There's a lot of valid ways of doing it, but we're still trapped in the range on the S&P, and this is the most important thing for us to understand here currently in the markets. TMC says, check out BYSI. Wow, let's have a look. BYSI, Beyond Spring. 292%. Market capitalization currently 376 million. So is this a Wall Street bets kind of move here, or is this actually an earnings report that's gone well, or is this a split? What is this? Might be more than you think when you see something like that one. Some of the stocks that I was looking at this morning, just because they had earnings yesterday, was of course Skills. I assume a few people asked me about Skills today. Must have been a lackluster earnings because it did come back down. It looks like it's going to open around 13.19 with a low set, you would think, around that 12.50 to 12.80 range. Just doesn't pay to buy the dip in these kind of circumstances. This is when buy the dip goes wrong. It's buy the accumulation would be the concept you'd want to approach here. So you want to see the market accumulate down on these lows, and Skills might be one that we can come back to in the future find out a really nice trade or a really nice investment opportunity, but too early on that. And then the other one is Activision. And if you ATVI, I think it is. Was it? Oh, God, I've traded this so much over the years. Let me just type in Blizzard. I've lost my mind today, guys. Here we go. And this is Blizzard Activision. So we've got here ATVI as the code. And look, I was a big fan of this. For me, $100 was enough. I bought it during the pandemic. It went okay. It had a rally. I actually have very little faith in Activision anymore. It was my favorite games company ever. They made my favorite game ever, which is Diablo 2. Love that game, guys. I'm going to buy the remastered. Don't worry about that. But do I like this stock? Well, no. Firstly, bad press, terrible workplace, it looks like, all sorts of things like that. But also, I just feel like the company's lost its soul. You may agree with me, disagree with me, but if I don't have faith, it ain't going to be in my long-term portfolio, that's for sure. It's coming back up here, 84.50. I would look for resistance selling to come back through if it does get back up to this zone, which is 88.54. Previous supports, it closed underneath, created a big amount of bears going through with the bad news. And now you're looking for it to rally into that 87.88 and then sellers to regain control at that point. Mr. Murray says, when trading, the dip goes wrong. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Aidway says, have you got sound? You should have sound, man. You should have sound. Mohammed, greetings. Good to have you here, man. And then we've got what a day for snow. Yeah, that's right, Toby. So yesterday was a really great day for snow. Great day for end phase initially in the early mornings period. Nice breakouts. Nice double fake out kind of rejection that got smashed in the morning. We talked about that. As soon as the market started running, I was like, oh, wow, these things are going. There's been some good early morning market kind of rallies here. End phase came through with the goods as well. I've got to say that was very, very nice rally there to 200. A lot of people taking profit, and I don't blame them at all. What a great level to take profit on end phase. Fantastic $200. Now it's coming back down to support. And, you know, the thing with this, it's in the private Discord community if you want to go have a look at it. If you actually go and follow you know, realistically right now, solar stocks, that a lot of them are on the improve, and you can take that the way you want to, but yeah, you can go check them out, and there's some certain improvements going on. So the story for today is going to be pretty bad kind of prelim number. Is that bad enough to get the market all feeling bad and getting it through? That to be determined. Weakness would push into the 43.70 zone. If we did close underneath that zone over the next coming days, I think that will trigger into 43.20, which is where the 50 exponential moving average is, and cause further weakness across the board. If it starts to get underneath here, 50 is the next zone, and if the 50 doesn't hold up, we're in a proper correction. You know, crash, no. Correction, yeah. Because the 50's been too good. It's been way too good at rallying it. We took a rally here. We talked about it only a few weeks ago. We're at a new high. If it does come underneath, bang. If you want to go with the optimist side, of course, we're looking for the 44.30 to close out, and that to cause for the further bullish rallies. So there's both sides to play it, and we've got it trapped. We've got it trippity trapped. The community knows. You guys know. It's all happening. It is all happening. JT Raj says, Hood turning into AMC GME. Really? I haven't even looked at Hood that much. Let's have a look at Robin Hood. Wowzers. 54.12. Yeah, that's cool. I'm glad you guys, if you're in it, then that's good. But bit too big to knock around that much. I mean, 39 billion market capitalization now. Not as easy to smash at these market valuations when compared to something like, I guess you would say like an AMC at the highs and stuff. Even then, the valuation wasn't that much. This will take a lot of the sales out of these other ones as well, if that is occurring, JT. I'm not interested in that too much. TMC says BYSI went from $9 to $46 due to news on beyond spring plans to seek US FDA and China in it. Oh, pumpy dumpy on that one. Yeah, that won't be able to hold, I would think. We've just seen way too many. Valdo says Blizzard Activision has too many fundamental problems, not technical. Yeah, and that's why also when you think about the technical and it gets back up to that level, Valdo, there could be some real weakness there. They're burning that company into the ground. Then we've got Jonathan Trentwell, $5. Thank you very much, Jonathan. Hi, Tom. Would have tipped you more, but some guy on YouTube told me to sell my AMD calls. Mate, I was trying to show people what I look at, which I always do. And that is that I look at key levels for options. Now, again, guys, the technicals need to be bought into it. But I do understand, Jonathan. Very good, very good. And it's unfortunate that you got rid of those AMD calls. But you know what? I have a sneaking suspicion you might be able to rebuy your AMD if you want the precious AMD in the future. And the rally there is semi-unnatural. And I also noticed, actually, this was pasted in the public Discord community today. What's this article? Who put the article in here? It was pretty funny. It was like an article with like a whole bunch of people saying, oh, it's great time to buy AMD. And whenever you have those types of things happening where you've got everyone saying, oh, it's a great time to buy it. Yeah, it was a great time to buy it and run through the hype equity of it last week. Now, is it the great time to buy it? Probably not as good, but thank you very much, Jonathan. And then we've got another donation coming in here from Big Dipper, $4 for the super sticker. Thank you very much, Big Dipper. Appreciate your support as always. Average Joe says, was in hood at 35, sold for a small loss. Lol, says Average Joe. Yeah, look, I mean, there's an opportunity printed every day, guys. And ERVUEO says, big miss on the new jobs in July. Yeah, we'll have to see what non-farms comes through with, though. That number, Wall Street isn't really... I mean, they might write excuses about it and stuff, but that's not like a slight miss, which is good news. That's not a hit, which is good news, of course. This is a really bad miss. And we've speculated that if you're in the middle zone, both are good. But if you have a really bad miss or a really good hit, both are bad, because this means Fed's taking away the money, and this means that the economy sucks. Okay? So which one do you want? The economy sucking or the Fed taking away the money? I mean, technically the Fed taking away the money is, better for the economy. But yeah, right now the economy it looks like from that prelim figure that this economy is not as strong. I've talked to you guys about this plenty of times. I think that the US economy is going to go fine over the next couple of years. And this is all just blips in the overall horizon. US economy should do quite well. Andre says, I think AMD will go south in a couple of days, a couple of percentage to give us all another opportunity to buy. Yeah, I think AMD will come back down to earth. I mean, look, it's doing great. It's at a very high multiple. Is there any technical here that's saying weakness in AMD? No. I mean, as long as the hype continues to be there, which is really the X factor here. If you want to go with an X factor, I don't think AMD would be anywhere near this high if it wasn't for the retail community going nuts on it. You know, whenever something's on these stocks, unless you know how to play it and unless you can tell exactly how much hype is getting into that stock, I think these are actually quite dangerous to do the short side or even to bet against them. But when they don't ramp properly, like AMD ramped, Tesla's failing to ramp correctly. If you notice, Tesla's the one that's not ramping like AMD did. So it's a hit and miss when you go with this against the community or against the retailers. I think 106 was definitely a fair resistance level for it, for take profiters off this big run. But yeah, where it is right now, who knows? I mean, I'm not going to bet against it. I'm not going to do anything at this stage. I mean, I would think it's overpriced, but what am I to say? You can see the trading volume. It's out of control. And that is not Wall Street trading it. That is retailers all over it. And then Wall Street will eventually take their pound of flesh, but they'll make sure they get maximum extraction. We need maximum extraction, boys, is what they'll be saying. Boys and girls, get your piccolos. Drink your sip of mocha lattes or whatever, go down to Starbucks, come back, and we're going to steal from the retail. That's what we've got to do, guys. But not just yet. Let them come in. Trickle in, they'll say. We've got a one from Eduardo Lopez, $5. mRNA, please. Should we short? Running mad into earnings and way overextended. Yeah, I was talking about mRNA just before. It's overextended, what I would think. We talked about this quite a lot. We had the daily 20 initially. We obviously had that trend line. It blasted through that, and then everyone started getting very excited about it, which is fair enough. And what you're going to need to do is follow it by, moving averages. And this thing is moved away from every moving average you can think of. Only the 2 hour has been holding it up, 2 hour 20. So coming into earnings, geez, I tell you what, you would be a brave soul, in my opinion, to feel great about this into earnings. What does the community think? What do you guys think? Up or down after earnings, guys? Look at the run. I'll put it in perspective. It's a $155 billion company. In 2020 March, it was worth $26.41. Now, it is healthcare. It's biotech, so it can become worth anything, really. But at $390. Up or down after earnings? What do you think? Let me know right now, community. Let's have a look here. It's also very close to $400. We've got Nick coming in here as well. Thank you very much, Nick. Nick Cahill says, I just want to make sure I didn't miss anyone's things. Says FISV breaking down or consolidating. And then he says, what's up? All right, Nick. Let's have a look here. FISV. FISV. We'll get back to mRNA in a second. Yeah, that is looking like it's breaking down this morning. So 107.37, 106 is the support. So not just quite yet. But you get underneath that, yeah, you would think their next level is about 95. Definitely on the short side. A lot of these stocks in the stock market, they're certainly looking a little bit crappier. Like, this is not looking that healthy. Some sectors are looking okay, some sectors aren't. This is in data processing. I think underneath 106 on a weekly here is a big deal. Let's have a look at the daily. Yeah, daily as well, 106. Get underneath that, start a bit of a short percentage. So is it breaking down yet? Too early to tell. Is it putting pressure on the downside? Absolutely. Let's see what your thoughts were about mRNA. Adrian Lim does not like it. And then we've got Conscious Investing says, sell, 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 sell. And then we've got Buy the Rumor, Sell the Fact coming in from Gareth Benton. I tend to agree with you there, Gareth. Down big, down from Steve Burke. Everyone's down, Sal down, 250. Oh, we've got a couple of ups. Space Colonist and Brian Wielden. Down, down, flat, down like a meteor. 399, then down, says Lucian. And then Claiborne Taylor says it has legal protection up. Oh, it's so risky, guys. You know what actually could go crazy? I think mRNA. I'd be interested to know exactly what the implied volatility into the announcement is. Because surely whatever happens here, it's going to be a big one, yeah? Whether it goes long or short, I think long side less big than the short side. But yeah, you would think there's going to be on the short side there'd be a big smashing if it did happen. Very interesting. Yes. Moderna will be interesting. I would always have a look at the implied volatility on that one. So is it easy to say technically sell? I mean, all you've got is a 400. It's like saying with AMD, all you had was $100. If you went with 100 or 105 and you looked at the options there, you would say, oh, it could go short. But, we saw what happened. Just way too many retailers came in on it and ended up expiring about 106. So yeah, pre-market on Moderna. This is going to be the story over, I think, the next 24 hours. We'll see how that one runs through. Got Love Kumar says, can you please $5 Canadian? Thank you very much. Can we please have a look at Car? Come out with great earnings yesterday, but has run up quite a lot. Yeah, let's have a look at Car, the sugar rush stock as I call it. So earnings pushed it. Comes out with good earnings, and it makes sense. Hey, it makes sense. Earnings should be good. When You go and you try to borrow, like rent a car right now, it's expensive. The secondhand car market is expensive. They have cars. Do I think it holds up over the long term? If I was to be, it's like Warren Buffett when he famously, kind of says, oh, I'll put a put on this and then sit there for 2 years and come back and I'll be correct. This is the type of stock that I guess Warren Buffett, well, I can't put his name on it, but I guess it's the type of stock that you think about that. It's had an amazing run up, a great rally. It's been struggling for years. I've seen there's actually better rallies in some of the machinery and some of the other vehicle companies. But yeah, it does seem to be like a sugar rush for me. These are not things that I would like in my long-term portfolio. It just doesn't interest me from that perspective, because while it's sugar rushed up and everything looks good right now, it's the type of stock that when it turns, it's going to get nasty, and it's going to get really nasty. It did already sell off heavily. That's why we had it in our short potential and we saw it short pretty hard. What it got down to though, if we have a look here, was the 2014 highs. So that's the take profit for the short. So I totally understand why they've cleaned up. Do I want to short car here? No. Is there a sign to short car here? Not in my opinion. From the technical perspective, I don't see it at this stage. If you get up to 95 and then it starts to double top or something, then yeah, sure. There's shorting opportunities, but I just don't see it right now on car. I agree with the long-term problems here. But right now, I think you'd be brave to have a go at it. I mean, you might be right, but yeah, I just don't have... Not the same conviction we had over here where we were trying to smash it into the 67. Mohammed Al-Masari says, Tom, the trade on silver is looking beautiful currently. Yeah, it's looking good currently. Absolutely. 1.32% up, 25.83 old silver, and gold doing strong numbers as well at this stage. Time will tell how good it's going to be. Let's find out what's going on there. Jay Nibble says, yeah, but is Burry shorting it? Yeah, let's do what Burry... Let's go opposite of what Burry does right now, yeah? and then come back in about 6 months' time and then go with him. Isn't that the right way? Georgiev, BGN, $5. Hey, Tom, V bounce off the 50 daily EMA in the uptrend channel. Sold off after good ER. Any risks here beside market correction? What are we talking about, man? Which stock? V bounce, so I assume that just means like a very quick bounce off the 50 daily EMA, but I don't know which stock we're talking about here. So if you can message that, and Dave, if you can pick it up and just message me in Discord, I'll definitely check that one out. Nick Calhor says, huge pop on ETH. All right, let's have a look here. Let's have a look here on ETH. Yeah, that's not bad. A lot of indecision here, and this pop is coming through. Resistance. Closure above will be the key here, though. But it is I can see why people are this is a good pop to the 26.26. I think you need to investigate further on smaller time frames. For me, it's one that if I had the time right now, I would look into and find out a little bit more about what's going on. Resistance, though, for me is still 2650-ish. We close above that. We go to the 2850 from a technical perspective. Bitcoin still kind of floundering around, but it came down to the 38.2 fib, which is one of my favorites. In this zone here, I like picking up things when they've had big rallies. This is the zone. Anyone that says, oh, golden fib, pyramid this, pyramid that, it just ain't going to work, guys. The thing about 61.8 fibs is while it might be golden and great, when a market comes back down that much, it kills sentiment. You want aggressive markets. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Now, if you go 2 steps forward and 1 step back, that only takes you to a 50. I don't want to go 1.25 steps back. Remember, a 61.8 fib is effectively taking 61.8% off the price of the move. No one likes that. If a house drops over 50%, how many people are going to be like, oh, I think it's great to buy housing? It drops by 23%. You're like, people are still aggressive. You know what I mean? It's about that move. Oh, you're talking about V as in the Visa. Oh, I thought you meant V-shaped reversal. Okay. V as in Visa. Oh, good, man. Let's go back up here and get your question in. 50 daily. Ooh, I wouldn't say it bounced off there. Sold off after good earnings result because they're scared, guys. Does anyone like Visa and MasterCard for the next decade? Anyone like these two? Interested to know your opinions. Oh, I don't know. I'm not keen on the Visa. But that's my own personal opinion. So why put that at the door? That doesn't matter. Look, it's gotten under the 50 before and then rebounded off that. You can see it. It did move up. So it went from 234 up to the 237. Okay. And then it hasn't. I think we need a little bit more action here. If you like it for your long, like there's a difference, remember, between investing and trading. From a trade perspective, you wouldn't take. It just doesn't give you enough. From an investment perspective, if you like the idea of buying that 236, that's what you were looking for, then sure. If you've got long-term plans for it. But you got to be prepared, it might drop further. I think it's too early to tell from my kind of looking here. I mean, even that trend line, no matter how you draw that trend line, it closed underneath on the 4-hour. I don't really like the chart. I don't like it. Mr. Murray says V has potential, but they have a lot of catch-up to play. Yeah, look, catch-up, part of the reason why Square had to purchase the stupid Afterpay is because they were behind. They were in front and behind at the same time. And it was showing in their earnings. So, yeah. Still on Visa until crypto takes over. Yeah, well, I think that's going to be the big thing. Like the, whatever it is, US dollar, crypto coin, or whatever is going to happen there as well will be a big thing. I think Square takes out Visa. I think Square's got a potential of getting the millennial market heavily. You guys know I love fintech. I think Square's, look, if they could have picked up Afterpay for $10 billion, I would have been so happy. What a great fit. What a great fit. But they did overpay. We just have to hope that they can take their competitive advantage and ramp. Like Square has to ramp like you've never ramped out of control. It's just got to be like this. Woohoo! Up into the sun. They've got to take that acquisition, and I want to see that acquisition in the Cash App very soon. Very, very soon. That would be sweet. None says, Visa, lol. Can you check out Win? Yeah, why not? Let's have a look at Win. How are the old Win resorts going right now? Oh my goodness. It's so brutal what's happened to these ones. That's why you don't catch the falling knife, guys. Wait for the accumulation and you don't get burnt. Too many people are used to picking up tech stocks and they rebound. It doesn't happen with the boomer stocks, guys. With the older stocks, with the stocks that the market's more well known, and also the fact that it just can't rebound like that just because tech can do it. This is what happens. It's brutalization. I mean, this is bad. Now, do I think it's at the right zone? Oh, yeah, it's getting close, guys. Win is getting close. And there's probably a whole multitude of different reasons why it's down here, but I think all the Vegas ones are down as well. I would be looking for accumulation here and then setting alerts and coming back later. You need lightning bolts. You need accumulation. Otherwise, you might be sitting in this trade potentially for 6 months. It does nothing, and then it starts ramping. You think, oh, thank goodness. You don't want to get stuck in a penny stock like that, especially. So this one's not a penny stock, but you know what I mean. It does get bashed around quite a lot. Pete Brett says, you'll never get an unbiased opinion of Hood on the internet. So we're talking about Robinhood. Robinhood's a great business. It's obviously built in. I don't really have... is it a good stock? Not for me. I mean, I've got a rule. No IPOs, guys. 12 months, and then I come back to the IPOs. Unless it's something that has some very specific reason. Like, I think... Snowflake's the only one I've really touched. But yeah, most IPOs don't go that well. Like, let's have a look at the old Airbnb. So it's turning around right now. 21st of July goes back down to 130 and it's starting to ramp. This would be a great double bottom play. You know, don't get me wrong. Like, Airbnb is coming back into my stratosphere. When did it launch? So it launched 10th of December or somewhere around there, 2020. So it's got a little bit of time till it gets that kind of 12 months under its belt. But I like the fact that it's come back down. This is often what happens. You rally, everything seems all good, and then it gets bad. CoinSpot, obviously, rally, smash. Twitter, rally, smash. Facebook, rally, smash. Snap, rally, smash. It doesn't, a lot of these things go crazy at the beginning, and then they get smashed. So do I think Robinhood is a good business? Yeah. Do I think that they're going to make lots of money? Sure. Do I think they're worth their current valuation? Probably not, but that's just my opinion. I'm not going to touch it because of those reasons. And clearly there's some action going on this possibly in the retail side. Excuse me. Josh Screever says Visa is even getting into crypto. Yeah, they are, but maybe a little bit late for them, I think. John Moore says, remember when Google bought YouTube for, I don't know, like $4 billion and everyone was like, those suckers overpaid? Absolutely, John. Absolutely. YouTube was a canary. Well, not canary. It was like a big nugget for Google. The amount of Google projects, if someone's just interested in this, go have a look at Google and then have a look at how many projects they've canned over the years. Stadia. Waves, whatever else they've got. My goodness, there's so much. Name some of them, guys. Name some of these things that Google have punished. Google Plus, or whatever it was called, the Facebook competitors. Look, they've got a core business. YouTube was an absolute diamond. It's like saying Facebook. You want to know who got the best deal. Facebook buying Instagram for $1 billion, and everyone said it was overpaid. Maybe 40 billion Australian is good for Afterpay. I don't know, but Square still has to integrate it quickly and move fast here. They have to move very fast and they've got to integrate it, but it does give them competitive advantage because the Afterpay system is pretty good. I've used it here in Australia. A lot of Americans won't have. It's very popular. I was talking to a few people today. All their daughters, even they use it. They find it easy. They're 60. They use it. They love it. I don't know why they love it, but they love it. So it's going through all those demographics, and that's the importance there. So yeah, Google, they get some bad ones. Oh yeah, I remember this. Google Glass. Google Hangouts. I don't even know why that got cancelled. Will M says 500 likes. Thanks very much. Google Glasses. Yes. And then Pete Brett says, nobody knew about monetization of free content before YouTube. That's absolutely correct, Pet. We didn't. It wasn't really a big thing. I think we kind of understand the Afterpay market a lot better than that. I do. Anyway, we're just kind of gas-bagging about stuff. Let's get back into the technicals. So S&P 500 again, for anyone that's joining us here, and thank you very much for coming through this morning, guys. We have a trapped market. We're neutralized. We've got IWM showing some signs of weakness. It's down 1% here in the pre-market. People, yesterday it looked scary, but we've got to remember we've still got the triple resistance here. Yes, that looks like a bullish hammer, but if we close underneath that, even more bearish. And it all starts in a few places. Remember, crashes, corrections, whatever you want to call it, they all start in a few places. They start in the smaller stocks, Russell 2000. They start in rollovers of very key commodities. Oil is getting a little bit obliterated here. I could see oil very much so back at the 66 based on the current price action that we're seeing. We've got copper. Copper also getting bashed around. Dr. Copper, not good. We closed under this point here. You would think copper's going to weaken to the 4.2 or even the 4.1. That is a weakness sign from the overall, from of course the materials, and this leads to bad things for the market. So there's a lot of signs here. I'm always bullishly optimistic. I'm optimistic. I love the next couple of years of investment. Innovation, US is the best. That's what's up. I'm really, really bullish on that aspect, but I'm also not going to be hoodwinked into the idea that sometimes you need to know when it's not worth, getting all super hyperactive on the markets. And I still feel that when you look at the New York Stock Exchange Composite, it's range bound. It's neutralized now for quite a few months. Initial rally, neutralization. IWM, weakness. US 10-year, really, really, really bad. This is not good. I don't like the US 10-year coming down this low. Now, is it unusual for this to occur? And this is where thinking about the past sometimes comes in. I don't think it's unusual. I mean, I've been one of the ones that when everyone was talking about inflation, did I ever say, oh, I'm scared of inflation? I don't think so. I said that if it goes past 2, I think that you can become scared of it. If it did that rally that quickly. It didn't happen. And now we're seeing a pullback here in the yield. Now, this actually did happen after the GFC. Remember the GFC, the pullback yield happened and then it spiked again and then it continued its decline. So I'm not too concerned overall, but I do find this very alarming that the US 10-year is coming down to such low numbers again. It's strange. It is strange. Google glasses. Jobs missed 330 versus 653. Yes, but that jobs is not a number that often moves the market that much. So even though it's bad, it's not. Non-farms on Friday, that'll be the big one. Most of the Forex Factory events are showing negative for currency, I believe. Yeah, quite a few are definitely coming through. Scott Morgan says, Tom, I know you won't give financial advice. Just blink twice if you think you should sell. Absolutely, man. We're educational here. Educational. Let's get back into some of these super chats because a few of you guys did donate. I just want to make sure I get to the next ones here. Thank you so much. We got Georgiov. Oh, we did that one. We got Alec Diefenbach. $6.90 Australian. Thank you so much, Alec. Another lithium miner penny stock on ASX. CHR, please, mate. PS, LKE ended up making all-time high, and I've got a sell order to take profits at 70 cents. Let's have a quick look at that one. LKE. Did this. Ooh, sweet, bro. 60. You've got it at 70 cents. Just want to have a quick look here. 40. 20 goes to a weird number 30. Where are you getting the 70 from? Just making it up, I assume. That's sweet, man. I'm so happy for you. That's awesome. Good. Congratulations, Alec. Make lots of sweet coin. That's awesome. CHR. Let's have a look. Oh, that's not the one. Okay, so that's got very little data on it. Okay. With these types of ones, you really can't technically analyze them very well, and the main reason is it's too new. You know, it's come in 21. It's the 9th. You've breached very much past that 24. This could start a rally. Who knows? It's all about news. When you're trading these penny stocks and they have very little data, this is a news play and understanding the business, and it is a fundamental analysis method. All you're using the technicals for is if it hits 50 cents and rallies in, or it hits 40 or 30 or every 10 cent decimal, there's going to be sellers there. So what you do is use your big brain and you say, okay, I'm going to sell half a cent before that. If your first time ever is to go to $1 on a stock like this and it's rallying in hard, do you think there's going to be sellers at $1? Of course. So you put them slightly underneath. That's where you use your technical analysis and psychology, but I'm not going to tell you that penny stocks is the best place to put your technical analysis. It just isn't. It's the reality. It's a fundamental game here. And for TA people to say, oh, Tom, come on, man, there's TA all over this. Nah, dude. No way. How can you TA that? Come on. We just can't do it, unfortunately. Matt94, super chat at $5. Zom, a falling knife or loading up for another pump? Our favorite Zom. Zom. Is it actually our favorite? No. All right, let's have a look here. Well, it's accumulating with very little volume. Earnings 12th. Probably nothing really. 4 hour. 20 moving average. Okay. So you have here definitely weakness that's coming through. You've got a 20 moving average that's been able to kind of, I feel put pressure on this zone, and then if it does breach through, we get that strength. By the way, guys, I guess just back onto that Google thing for a second. So Google have enabled iOS for the first time for super chats. They're bringing in, just because I know this because I'm a creator, they're bringing in a new cheer function. I don't know if anyone will ever do this for me, but Imagine Jake Paul or something getting these. So it's basically this function, I don't know, some of the channels have it, where if you're commenting, you can change the color of your comment in the video. So it's up the top. And then it plays like this like kind of shiny thing comes over the screen, like balloons or something. Now, why that's important to me is it's going to improve Google's profit taking, because they're going to take all that money from, they're basically monetizing live streams better, and they're monetizing every channel with little incremental purchases. So that could certainly work out for them. Solid Snake says Kathy Wood bought Hood. She also bought Coinbase. How's that going up? She loves, I don't know, her IPO plays have not been working out here. And then Ultima says SPCE to the moon, waiting for the violent reaction. You mean when I yell at you about SPCE? So with that other one, by the way, it was just not enough yet on ZOM. I think you need to break through the 20. Once you do that, you're putting in the first steps of bullishness. And then the next thing is you're looking for it to get above 65. Once it does that, it could start rallying. Earnings pretty soon, though. Let's have a look at SPCE. Oh, I dislike this stock. There's nothing good here. It is accumulating, but yeah. And then Solid Stake says, Hood will pump today. Yeah, maybe. Sandollar77 coming with the $4 super sticker. Thank you so much, Sandollar. Appreciate your support. And then we've got Ryan Jones super chatting $5. Hi again, mate. Thoughts on ETH today? ETH's last hour has been really nice. Yeah, so we had a look at ETH just before. Yeah, I really like the breakout here that's occurred. If you go down to maybe like a 1 hour, it's already rallied through. My thoughts are, if it does find weakness, comes back down here, should find buying pressure around this point. So what is this? It's the 25-30 area. So close out, comes back, retests ideally, moves into 26, 26.40. And if it closes above 26.50 on the daily, wow. Like this 26.30, 40, whatever it is, above these kind of zones here, I'd love to see a closure daily there, because that then leads to 28.54. So it's a nice breakout. And the key here is that it's a little channel range. That channel range has been quickly broken through, and I expect now some profit taking, and then hopefully it can turn around again. Very nice. Solid Stake says it's up 13% on the fake futures. Yeah, I see it, man. I see it. But Hood is still an IPO, and therefore I'm very little interest in it. IPOs, if you're in early, cool. If you're not, meh. Sid having a go at Kathy Wood. Says Kathy said Tesla T3000 then sold her shares recently. I think she only would have sold a few of them, man. I actually haven't even looked. Let me have a look at Kathy's ARC. What have I got here? Let's have a look at the sell buys for Kathy recently. Combined trades. She bought the Hood. Oh, that's a minuscule amount, please. It's nothing. How much Hood did she buy before that? Yeah, whatever. It's too small. Like, who cares? Let's have a look at the ARC K. I think she'd just be limited because she has to reduce it down due to the limitations. Something like that would probably be the main thing. So what's she been buying in this one? Okay, she's been buying the Beam. I like the Beam. That's a CRISPR stock. Been buying the CRISPR stocks. Don't blame her. She's been buying the PASIB, another ARC-G style stock. PACB. More Beam. Selling a little bit of the very minuscule amount of the Tesla. More Beam. Nasty Hood. Ugh, nasty Hood. Let's have a look at the holdings. Coinbase now is 7th highest. 7th highest. Beam Therapeutics here, owned in 2 funds. Decent level. I do love the Nintendo. I wonder how cheap Nintendo can get again. I remember when it was $14. Zillow certainly struggling at this stage, I think. Okay, interesting. So with the picks that she has, Coinbase not really working out at this stage, and Hood doesn't even make it into the picture yet. So yeah, I'm not too concerned about that. Garrett Self, $5. Good morning from the word I can't say. Again, everyone, could you check on CDNS when you get the chance? Arkansas. I don't think that's correct. I'm bad with American countries. That's why I have to come over to America. These states, I'm bad with that stuff, guys. All right, let's have a look here at the CDNS for Garrett. Oh my goodness, I'm so bad with that. Let's have a look here. 149.85. I thought it was like Arkansas and then Arkansas, something like that. For 149.85. So here we go with the breakout. You are correct. This is a good breakout. Daily here coming through. Package software. Nice ramp. You've been looking at this one for a while, if I remember rightly. So this is exactly the type of closure that you want. And it should lead on to further bullishness. I mean, unless the market really turns around, this is the type of breakout you do like. Currently, it is holding to a daily 20 when it pulls back. So probably like rallies a little bit, pulls back, hits a daily 20, and then rallies again would be what I'd be looking at. But that's where the deeper ones have been coming in. So daily 20 in the future, that's the type of way I'd be following this particular stock, and just depends on what your plan is there, Garrett. Arkansas. Yeah. There we go. I like ramping you guys up. Oh, you love it so much. Thank you very much, Garrett, and good luck on that stock. Okay, let's get back into the market here. So we've got a little bit of weakness coming through off the bad jobs theoretical numbers there. Friday's going to be a big one. Remember, join us. We'll have to start a little bit earlier in the stream. So I think Tyrone will be joining us for this one. We'll go 1.5 hours early before the New York Open for the Friday session, because we've got non-farm employment change. Really, most of the markets are going to be kind of boring until this number. This number could be the catalyst both ways here for the market. Non-farms has mattered now for the last 2 to 3 months. It is mattering a lot more to know what the Fed is doing and also to know where the economy is at. So based on today's figure, if this is really bad, I think the market will go down. I think if it's slightly bad or hit, I still think the market could hold up here and maybe move heavy. And if it's a very good number or like extremely good, I think the market could go down as well. I don't think it's going to be this number based on what we're seeing. It's probably going to be the really bad or slightly bad. What do you guys think? Really bad, slightly bad, or a hit on the non-farm payrolls on Friday? It's certainly going to be exciting. Silver continues to ramp here. Just hit the first technical take profit of 20, just underneath 26. Congratulations. Wowzers. Woo! Go Silver. If you didn't watch today's video, I might have got a little bit excited about silver. Gotham Bags out of here. Thank you very much, Gotham, for joining us as per usual. We've got Big Dipper said ALB, please. Well, congratulations on the first level there on silver. That's very, very sweet. ALB. Pretty decent on the way it's been ramping. This was one that I think I got asked about just before. What a great trend line that was. Perfect pickup here too at 188. 220 was the target. All I did was I basically just took the extrapolated out Fibonacci extension. 220 was the target I had. That's just first target. I mean, at this stage, 20 moving average on the daily is how you're following it. Let's move through some of the other stocks that we've had some really nice kind of setups on recently. So we've had AMAT, which has been one that's struggling to break through here, but it's one to watch. 142, 143 kind of zone, looking for breakouts there. We've also had BMY, which was another one of the stocks that one of the super chatters brought into our attention. Very nice breakout above the 67.96, 68 zone, and that's starting to ramp at this stage. Very, very cool. And then there was a few others. MU yesterday I bought up. So this one had a perfect day. Double bottom, pulls back after gapping above, moving averages, 200 and the 20 moving average, and then it ramped heavily yesterday. So that's still got some movement in it, potentially up to the 85 if you're in semiconductors over the longer term. You can see this is a very important zone for it when you draw that through. So from the top to the next point, that's why it's finding some resistance. Very key, we know that trend line. Lau says, how to invest in First Majestic Silver? And then Mr. Paddock says, by buying it. That is true. First Majestic Silver, definitely one of the go-to plays for straddling in to silver from a stock perspective. And then Norm316 says, good morning, Tom. Could you have a look at Nvidia? Sure, we can look at Nvidia. Did you know that Nvidia tends to perform incredibly well during August? I shared with the private community today the best stocks over a 20-year period that historically have good August months. And I'll tell you this, funnily enough, Nvidia over a 20-year period has got a lot of strength in it during the August months. Now, are we seeing that strength play out here? Well, we got a rally yesterday, and then we got a long leg doji by the end of it. So much indecision at the peak here. Now, Nvidia's already run incredibly heavily. Do I like it? A little bit of a volume spike because of the volatility. We are not above 200. So until we're above 200, I don't think we're really seeing that much strength here in the markets. Yeah, so for Nvidia, I would love to see it above 202 to start some more ramping, but at this stage, long leg doji is not really doing much for us. Guy Romney says another PT raise on Nvidia, not that it means much. Those things do mean something. I mean, they certainly do. Let me just quickly go over here and request it. Yeah, so I'm bringing the Discord just here so you can see that for anybody in the private community that doesn't use these, you should definitely consider it. So we've got, of course, a few different bots in here, and you'll notice here, these guys are nuts. Look at this. 7th of 1st, 21, BMO Capital maintains outperform $1,000. Now, that's obviously before the split. And then we've got here a 250 price target coming in on Rosenblatt buy 250 price target. So definitely some, after the splits here, some pretty nice targetings, 223 from Citi and a 250 advance. Now, you may think, oh, that means nothing. All right, that means nothing. But the thing is, it does mean something, because when we're taking a look at how people invest in things, how fund managers convince other people to buy stuff, that's the type of thing they look for. They look for how far away are we from price. Everyone else is saying it's worth this much, and they add into it. It should add a little percentage onto your plans. Pins, another one that was a beneficiary yesterday of a little bit of a bounce. Probably underappreciated this stock after it's been gapped through. Now, usually a gap like this, you don't touch it with a 10-foot barge pole, because what happens is it won't fill the gap. This is a tech stock. Anything's possible. So, yeah, getting some signs here of early life on pins. We'll continue to watch the stock. Roku, earnings today. If anyone's not aware, we've got here all of the different earnings points. Of course, Earnings Whisper is one of the best places to see it. Got Roku, got Etsy, got Uber, Fastly, some big ones after the close. And then, of course, the big, Moderna. Wow, will that be buy the rumor, sell the fact? Moderna, Thursday morning. Wowzers. I'm excited for that one and tomorrow's stream. That's going to be a serious thing. How do I join the Discord? Look, you can join the public Discord. That's technically the paid Discord that has all those robots in it. Yeah. Sid's bored with Nvidia. Nah, man, it's all right. I think it's okay. Roku. Ooh, what do you guys think about this? Could be a decent amount of implied volatility here, because when you think about it, if it's a bad result, you would expect it to go to 393. And if it's a good result, because it's already sold off, you would expect a 460, wouldn't you? It's an interesting one. Depending on the implied volatility, it could have a very drastic movement here on Roku. Twilio, let's have a look at that. How's that looking? Hit support, bounced twice. Look at the QCOM. Still hasn't filled the gap on the downside yet. Beam. Oh, yeah. Ooh, not bad. Not bad at all. So we've got trough, peak, higher trough, hammer, pin bar, whatever you want to call it. Higher peak, Biotech, could be coming back into play soon. Then that would put the profit into 100. And then, of course, if it got through 100, you'd be back into double bottom territory. So from a technical perspective, that's actually looking not bad. PACB. Interesting. Earnings will be the problem here, I'd say. The technical actually wasn't too bad. Didn't quite close ever above that wick, though. That's why waiting for confirmation is always the best thing to do. And we've got Sherlock Holmes coming in with Beyond. Yeah, so Beyond, that was a dirty trade a few months ago. It's going to be a massive, massive hit if it did. Certainly flagged. If it had run through, oh, but this is the thing. You were looking for a 5-to-1 trade. You're only going to get that right, very smallish percentage of the time. So would I take that type of trade again? Yeah, absolutely I would. Absolutely. That could have rallied like super hard. Beyond is hated right now in the market. No one's talking about it. We have earnings coming up. Support. And you have a trend line going down. So if we do get a number that surprises and it breaches this zone, 20 moving average on the 4-hour here, that would be very, very nice. I'd like to see it past 128 for it to start rallying here for Beyond. 128 plus and underneath here, not good. If it gets underneath there, could be all the way back to $100. Ruth DePalm says, you taught me yesterday how to approach bull flags. I've spotted one on the daily chart in the Nasdaq. Let's have a look. Nasdaq. Really? Ah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's fair. Daily. Well, it's been flagging a few times. I mean, it flagged here, broke through, continues on, little flag within a flag. Rally like this. Yeah. I mean, overall, it's correct. I guess I like my silver one a lot more. Flag within a flag. Not my favorite. I don't like the flag within the flag concept. I like flags when they kind of stand by their own. They don't have flags within flags within flags, if you know what I mean. But I don't think you're wrong there. Please check team. All right, let's have a look. Big gap up after earnings, it looks like. What do you want me to say about it, man? Congrats if you're in it and you get that kind of thing. Huge gap change. So that's a percentage change of around 28%. Now back down to 21. Other than that, not much you can really do. I mean, it could be at take profit zone. It could be at consolidation after the earnings. That's a big gap up. Hasn't done that in pretty much forever. And last time it did gap, it consolidated, then sold off. So, yeah, not much to go on there. Let's have a look at the pre-market here on what's happening in the markets. We've got 4% up on RNG of the big companies. We've got Electronic Arts coming out with 1.65%. Good old EA. My goodness, new Battlefield coming out this year, guys, for anyone that's in gaming. Got Enphase coming through. Coinbase up a little bit thanks to the movements there in the crypto coins. And on the bad side, we have TT, Toyota, Booking Holdings, Moderna, slightly down now, was up before. Qualcomm down. So a lot, Square down. I'm looking for Square to get quite a lot lower. I would love for Square to go down, down, down. And then up, up, up. That's what I want. Down, 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 then up, up, up. And hopefully that does come through. We've got questions about Apple. Let's have a look at Apple for you. I think Apple's stuck in the range similar to the SP 500. Very boring options on this one right now. So we've got the 150 as the resistance. And we have the support of 141. So, yeah. If it does break through down underneath here, Apple tends to kind of lead the market. It's a good one to watch. Biggest stock. If it goes bad, the rest of the market goes bad as well. So that's one I would be watching. Amazon, finding a little bit of base support here. Still too early to tell exactly what's going on. And yeah, I mean, that's the story of the day. I mean, I wish there's more we could see and say, oh, it's so good. But because the S&P 500 is so trapped, it creates a lot less strong sentiment either way. Do we have a strong bullish sentiment? Do we have a strong bearish sentiment? We've got inklings that a bear might be around the corner, but that's based on just pure stats at this stage, not on technical analysis. And we have, of course, you know, a trap market that's neutralized. So it's very, very difficult for us to make many decisions. And that's why a lot of people are probably moving into things like gold and silver right now. And they're seeing the trades here. The opportunities go through different markets. There's been some great opportunities in currency trading. There's some great opportunities in the gold and silver. There's even some great opportunities going against certain commodities right now. You can see oil is getting smashed. You know, oil's getting plummeted here through the morning. It's a few good rally sells. I mean, does it get any more technical than this, guys? Support, breaks through, comes back and retests. Support becomes resistance, hits the 20, which it's hit twice now. That's a 1, 2, 3. I mean, it just doesn't get any better. Sell it back down. Hey, it's awesome. 2 steps down, 1 step back, 2 steps down, 1 step back. You know, it's a beautiful thing. So I always go with different markets for different times. And right now, I think the easier trading's been in the commodities. Take a look at Zoom. Yeah, we can do that. Do you want this Zoom or are you talking about Zoom video? Communications. ZM, I mean. Why have I got the wrong Zoom? There we go. I think it's confused. What does Zoom want to do? I wouldn't have a clue. I liked it up to the 400, as I said. Always take a little bit early, which is what I do. And that's it. I mean, I'm done with this thing. I don't even like Zoom as a company. I just thought it had a sweet trade down here, which we talked about. Yeah. I think it had a sweet trade, and right now, a little bit different. All right, there's 2 minutes to open, so let's get into a couple of the different stocks here. We've got the SPX trapped hard between the zones. We have Beam, which is certainly something that's interesting here. We've got the Snow coming back down after a great rally yesterday. Enphase hit the target yesterday for sure. Today's stocks, probably going to be things that people will be looking at, will be Tesla. Can it continue to actually find bullish momentum after breaking through the 700? I mean, Tesla's still technically in the buy zone. Does it hold? Is it a fake out? I don't know. But yeah, it's technically in the buy zone. You can do with that as you wish. And then, of course, what other stocks have we got that's coming in? Let's watch one of these ones that's going bonkers. Just thinking which one's best to watch. Guess we'll watch Hood because it's coming in so hot. Watch the Hood. coming in at 54.41. And then we've got, I guess we will watch here just the Nasdaq. Actually, we'll watch the Russell. The Russell is the weaker one, so we'll see how that opens up. There we go. We've got our Russell set up. And we're ready to go for the pre-market. So congratulations, everyone, for making it through to Wednesday. Hopefully I've got some good TA for you guys over the next 2 days. Coming into non-farms can be a little bit slow. So this is why the market's like this. And here we go. We're getting ready. Congrats. Let's go. Wednesday. Market opens. Get a little bit of down action there. Got the hood rallying early, 19.37%. The FOMO on the hood. Definitely, if I was to put with the pumpy dumpy, hood will be a pumpy dumpy. I feel like the pumpy dumpy is definitely going in on the hood. Got Tesla finding a bit of flatness here early in the morning. US 500 comes in 0.15% down. Dow gets hit 0.3, probably because of financials, and IWM opens 0.7 down. Only the Nasdaq is up. Let's scroll through some of these stocks. So we've got here AMD opening at 115. That thing's unstoppable. Right at that kind of resistance of a huge amount of puts and calls. I saw about 1 million puts put in yesterday, and in terms of credit, and almost equal 1 million plus of big trade action on the calls as well for shorter expiry. So hood certainly is the story of the ramp this morning. The hype is real on that stock, it seems. Is it dangerous? Yeah, of course. Like any of these hype ones. The hype beasts are always dangerous. Rest of it, relatively flat. Let's have a look around the markets. Biotech, Nvidia up 1.5%. It'd be cool if it did break up above. Other semiconductors seem to be doing better now. That was a big flick. And then we've got big rallies, actually. TT now no longer down 7-8%, now only down 3%. Snowflake coming back down to test from the top down. So you might want to have a look at that one from the perspective of TA. And then JP Morgan also down 1.13%. I've been watching that pretty closely. Interesting. Kind of want to watch AMD. Let's have a look at how that deals with the 115 level. The high of yesterday just got tapped. This rally is crazy how the rallies are going here on the retail side. These are all retail driven. And you can tell because when you go over to the daily, look at this. This is not, I don't think it's Wall Street. That's all retail, baby. Lots and lots of retail. Hood now 62, up 30.74%. Pumpy dumpy incoming. For anyone that hasn't watched IPOs, this is like the old IPOs of old. They all used to come in super hot like this. You get 30, 40% days over the first couple of months, and or even first couple of weeks, and then it was all over Red Rover. Brett says, if crypto and AMC rally today, I'll be a happy man. Good luck, man. Thank you very much for the subscribers coming in. Appreciate that. Appreciate all the super chats as well today, guys. Thank you so much. Shizzy Wiznut says, Hood hit 70 and will dump like crazy. Did it hit 70? I only saw it so far hit 62. You mean if it does hit 70? All right, well, the early morning here is pretty much showing rallies through very specific stocks across the board. Not everything is up. We've got some things certainly down quite a lot. Some things up across, and Baba up, and some of the Chinese stocks up a little bit, but it's very mixed. You can tell that. So it's a tale of two markets right now, and I think this is very similar to what we saw in January. Retail is ramping certain stocks. So there are certain stocks that are going really, really hard. Hood, AMD, AMC's coming back a little bit here. And then, of course, we've got some other ones in the hype equity. So you'll notice these are the types of ones that are running, Moderna, etc. And even though they're giants, there's just so much interest in them. And that's probably sucking in a lot of people into these stocks. So this is very similar to what we saw in January. Let's see how it plays out. We've obviously got the jobs numbers Friday. I think it's too close to tell when we're so trapped within a zone on the S&P 500. And we're clearly neutralized as a market as a whole. It's very specific trades that you need to be looking at right now. Thanks so much, guys, for joining us today. I'm a little bit tired today because I run so many sessions on Wednesdays, but I'll be coming at you full power tomorrow during the Thursday session. Remember to hit me up in the Discord community if you're a member. Always willing to help you out with some analysis help. Chuck it in the analysis help section. And I wish everyone the best day. Looks like crypto is having a good session here. Ethereum just hit 2610. That's very, very nice. So maybe Ethereum will pop and then move to the 2850 zone. And good luck as well to the silver, gold traders and people in those commodities because there's some pretty nice stuff going on there. Hood's halted. Yeah, just froze. How do I feel about coffee? I know they had a really bad crop in, I think it was Brazil. They had a really bad crop and that caused coffee to really spike. I'm not really a big fan of commodities trading like this, like trading these kind of futures markets. You get massive rolls on it. And I feel like coffee kind of hit that first target that a lot of people would be having. So this 200 to 215 zone, it's hit the resistance quite a few times. So yeah, that's my feelings on the coffee. Thanks so much, guys. It's awesome and good luck today. And I wish everybody the very best. Bye for now.